Nidalee and Gragas, pretty standard AP bans for this tournament so far. And then we have Corki and Malzahar, who both performed pretty well for SK in the last game, especially in the late game. And the final ban was Karthus, who is also one of the standard bans at the moment. Karthus is a character where you can kind of screw up and still have a large impact on a team fight. So people don't really like that at the moment. And then picks. I am very excited to tell you that Fnatic have first picked Rumble. That is probably going to be Sushi on Rumble, and I cannot wait to see that again. Then SK picked Warwick and Nunu, which is interesting. We're probably going to see a lane wick.
Yeah. He was. I don't know if you caught it the other day. He was absolutely awesome with Wicked was on Lane Wick, and that's going to be against Rumble as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's going to possibly shut down Rumble. We'll see. Yeah, it's Wicked on the lane Wick. Wow, that is going to be painful. Farfane jungling again, of course, and then we have. So we have Misfortune is going to be bottom lane with Taric. That's a very, very standard European bottom lane. And finally, X-Peak with his brilliant Swain mid. He is just such a good Swain. He's probably the first person who made Swain happen in Europe, who showed that he could be really viable in a high-level game as well. And SK, Demon, if you want to run through SK real quick.
What the...
Someone remotely accessed me. Not me, but the PC.
I thought that was the actual stream.
Oh, go on there in the video.
Yeah. All right. He's someone's hacking and fixing things.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, as you can see on the screen, so Sleaze is going to be Alistair, Wicked's going to be Warwick, Farfane on Nunu, in Limelight on Brand, and Ocelot on Caitlyn. I'm trying to think what SK player has been changed because Limelight definitely wasn't playing yesterday, was he?
Yep. He was Corky last. Oh, yesterday. Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. I'd have to actually think right now. I'm not getting paid for thinking here, so...
yeah, and obviously for Fnatic, it's going to be Melisande on Taric in that lovely pink skin that is...
The men's skin in the game.
Yeah. A manly skin right there with the pink boots. Lamia on Misfortunes, you can see on your screen right now. Cyanide on Jarvan. Sushi, as you mentioned, is on Rumble and PK. It is PK, Bruno. That's how,
PK, yes,
yeah,
that's how he wants to
yeah, we did ask him yesterday. There's so many people going, oh my God, you can't pronounce these names. Yeah, this, people like to get up themselves on the pronunciation. But, yeah, like you mentioned, it's going to be Wicked. Wicked was Wicked. he was very good on Lane Wick. It was against Gamed, wasn't it? It might have been Gamed.
When he played Lane Wick?
Yeah, but he completely dominated. It was against I can't think who it was against, but anyway, but he had at least double the CS within level 6.
Lane Wick is very, very hard to harass out of the lane because of this.
He just lifesteals, yeah.
Exactly. And here's a bit of Riot trivia for you. In one of the first mock-ups of the pink Taric skin, or of Taric himself, he used to have a purse. But we decided that was probably going too far.
Yeah, that might be going a little bit transgender. So, yeah, I mean, he started off, he's actually got 2 wards on him, so it'll be interesting to see where those wards go. And again, we're not going to get any jungling whatsoever, any fights, and no level 1 fights, so it's pretty standard stuff. So Cyanide is actually winning jungling on Jarvan. I don't know if we touched on that too much, but yeah, jungle Jarvan being used, it's something you don't often see. It is viable. He can certainly come out and gank very well, but he's going to need a little bit of help, which is why Melisande is kind of staying around here, helping him off. Stop pulling the red at the moment. Going to go with a little heal as well. So it's just keeping him alive for a little bit. He needs that a little bit more help than your standard jungler. So Rumble immediately turning to lane against Wicked, as we mentioned. So Warwick versus Sushi. Do we have any game sounds, by the way? I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking, I really don't hear any game sounds here. I've got to be honest.
And I just want to say, just for the record right now, the stream just went offline again for a split second because we've actually upped the quality of the free stream a little bit.
Whee!
Oh, that's brilliant. That's good to hear. And Farfane already invading Fnatic's jungle here, stealing the golems. And Jarvan is going to see that right now as he jumps over the wall and... Did that golem go too far?
Sushi comes down as well. Sushi's going to get straight on him. And Warwick is going to have to come round. Sushi's going to back away. Farfane taking a lot of privileges there and just continuing to push.
He goes back in.
Yeah, smites it as well. And smites the last golem. Just steals it in front of Cyanide there. So
That was
very
just bad manner. Right there.
very aggressive jungling as well. So it's what you expect from Nunu, and obviously, like you said, it's been shown throughout the tournament really how good Nunu is as a jungler and a counter jungler. And he has to do that counter jungler though. He can't just stick with this bog standard route. Meanwhile, I can see Cyanide is coming up the top there as Jarvan sat in that bush. Is he going to go in for Wicked? He's waiting for Wicked to get a little bit of damage on him. Is he going to try and cut across? Is he got Damascus Standard? He has. Oh, flashed
flash.
Beautifully, just in time. As soon as that Damascus Standard hit the ground, he'd flashed. So he'd gone straight out of there. So mid-while in the mid, it is going to be Brand versus Malzahar. Let's have a quick look down bottom because we haven't had a chance to look at this since Melisam was helping out. He's actually took quite low there. So it's going to be Ocelot on Caitlyn and Sleazy on Alistair again. And Lamia on Misfortune this time. So, I mean, we're going to have to try and keep an eye on the CS-wise down the bottom there because it's going to be pretty even. There was a small gank attempt there on Limelight, and you can see it took him to 246 health. So that's exactly what Jarvan's going to be doing for the majority of the game. While he's not as great a jungler, I'd say he's probably better at coming out and getting those gank attempts.
Oh, and there's first blood from XP.
Missed the damn thing. God, sorry about that, everyone. I missed that. I was just literally glimpsed up towards the top as soon as he went for it. So, I mean, we'd already saw Cyanide had gone in there, done the damage. So, I guess he must have caught him with a root and then finished him off.
Exactly. Limelight obviously was very, very low after that gank from Jarvan, and I don't know why he didn't go home. He just thought he could probably stay and then threaten Xpeak, but Xpeak has so much health at the moment that he doesn't have to be scared of Brand. So obviously he just went in and finished him off.
Yeah, so he's obviously going to hit ulti first. He's going to get to 6 first, which is going to be a big advantage over your lane partner, especially when it's a solo lane. I guess he must be nearly at 6 already with that kill and the bonus. We can see Farfan has come around the top, but to backside of Sushi. Sushi is going to be aware of that. He obviously has that shield, which he's just used. He hasn't used, actually. He's going to get swiped away, but he's going to walk away quite easily there. The thing with Sushi, with Rumble, sorry. I was so used to seeing him on Rumble, calling it Sushi as the main character name. But yeah, he has a lot of hit points. He has a lot of survivability to just get away from it, which is kind of why he's quite a good partner against Wicked. But I think we're seeing already that Lanewick is having a good amount of CS. As we quick have a look at it, you can see Rumble's on 14, Lanewick on 19, so not too balanced at the moment. PK's going to just back away. Limelight comes around the side there and just puts a little bit of damage on him.
Ow.
Goes straight with the ulti. Like I did mention, he's going to hit 6 first, but Farfane is going to come around the side. He's going to have to use that ulti to try and get as much lifesteal as he can. The Ignite is on him. I think he's going to get away with this, though, unless Limelight has anything to use, which he doesn't. Farfane actually took a lot of damage from the minions there because there was a big creep wave in there, which is what took him so low. 116 health. Limelight, though, is surely not going to force PK out of there because PK still just uses their whole pot and says, I'm fine. I can just stay in lane longer.
For mana. I'm fine, exactly.
So down the bottom, it's going to remain pretty even. It's a stunner on an AP AD hero. You can see Cyanide around the side there, came out a little bit too early and back straight away. So he's actually picked up the Golem buff. The ping just went on his head. Sleazy pinged on his head there. So I guess that means they were possibly going to have a go down the bottom, but they didn't. They backed out. So you can see that Rumble has been back and bought. He's actually picked himself up too, amplifying tomes with those boots that he'd had at the start. So going AP. I guess he's going towards the pistol, yeah, the Hextech revolver.
Yeah, that's the standard build on Rumble still, because you get so much health back from your flamethrower. It's a must-have. Before we nerfed the pistol, the standard build on Rumble was pretty much just stack Hextech revolvers all day long.
Yeah.
What people do these days, I hear, is get a Hextech revolver and then add Will of the Ancients, because they stack together.
Yeah, there's been definitely discussions about that. He's going to put a bit of pressure on Wicked as soon as he returns to lane. It's the classic, I'm back, I've bought, and now I'm going to put pressure on lane and try and push you out of it. But again, we see 188 hit point heal. But I can see Jarvan at the moment is just going down towards the Golem buff of Nunu's Golem buff. So I think he's going to try and give this to PK.
What?
Oh, the bottom is happening down there, and they have managed to catch down Lamia. So Misfortune round. Farfane had come down there. I think Sleazy must have got a pulverizer on him as well. Swain is going to take that blue, though. Good lord, I'm missing them everywhere. So Sushi completely dived on 9 health. Oh, he finally finishes him off as well. I think the minions must have finished him off at the end there. Yeah. I think it must have been, he was on 9 hit points. So that blue buff has been stolen. Actually, it didn't go to PK, though. It gave it to Jarvan, which is just strange.
it does make sense because
Oh,
oh,
he's going to go into Limelight. Limelight's surely going to go down. There's kills going left and right here. It's 3-2 already. And that's the first one I think I've caught.
Cyanide on Jarvan is being an amazing ganker, and the more often his ganks can come out, the better for Fnatic at the moment. And their blue is probably safe enough for a peak to take very soon, so it does make sense to give Jarvan the blue.
Yeah, so let's not forget what is on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty much about a place in Dreamhack. The winner of this game, and SK won the first game, despite Fnatic being so far in the advantage. SK actually won the first game, so Fnatic really need to win this one. They are currently leading 3-2 in the kills. It's pretty even, though, and really, I mean, we don't normally see this many kills this early on. It's normally a good 10-15 minutes before you even get that first blood go down, as it is already. There's been five deaths, and I can see Farfane just getting the clairvoyance down on him, so they know exactly he's coming down river, which is why Swain backed away. And PK's going to go make another trip to the shop. He's already got a catalyst. What's he going to buy this time? He is going to get... He's Sorcerer's Shoes, so he's just gone Sorcerer's Shoes. Jarvan's also been back and bought. He's completed his Wriggles Lantern now, so going to have a free ward, as it were. BF Sword on Miss Fortune. Ocelot also got a BF Sword on Caitlyn, as well as that Vampiric Scepter and Berserker Greaves completed, so he's going to be going for the Bloodthirster. I can see the cow, Sleazy, just warding up the dragon, so expect to see some fights for the dragon in the next 5 minutes.
No BF Sword on Caitlyn quite yet. There's just Doran's blade at the moment.
Oh, it is, yes.
But that's definitely what he's going to go for. And interestingly, Lanewick is building a Chalice of Harmony. We saw that yesterday in the US games as well on a Lanewick. I don't remember whose Lanewick it was. Oh, the LT from Rumble does not hit Wicked there, and Cyanide says, well, screwed, I'm going home. The Chalice obviously is an item we haven't been seeing a lot of recently, but it does make sense on Lanewick. You can just spam Q all day long and you'll always have enough mana. And that's exactly what Wicked is doing here right now. Shushi rotating over to mid. I'm not sure if they're trying to go for a first dragon here or if they're setting up for a 3-man gank, but they can be seen. There's a ward right there in the bushes. No surprises for Team SK. And then there's 3 men from Fnatic. Yes, they're going for the dragon. Wicked may be getting there in time. Yes, Wicked will be getting there in time, even though he only has level 1 boots at the moment. And are they going to start Dragon right away? Yes, they are. They're pulling Dragon, and SK is getting in position, Demon.
Yeah, straightforward. Sleazy's just coming around the side there. Maybe going to keep Lamia out. Caitlyn going straight away with the ulti onto Sushi there, opening straight up. Remember, the Dragon's one, the target they really went for. Jarvan went sliding through, went straight for Limelight. Looks like Farfane is going to pop his ulti. It's going to land on Melisande and Cyanide. Limelight's going to have to back away. Meanwhile, down the bottom there, so Limelight does go. Farfane also goes down. Looks like Elsalot's going to just about get away. Can he get him through the trees? Yes, he can get him through the trees. Nicely done there. And, well, SK, it is Lanewick that's in there doing all the damage now towards PK. And Melisande surely going to go down. Will he better finish him off? Yes, he will, just before he hits the tower. And Wicked managed to get the kill there. So I think that was about 3 for 2. Oh, PK might get caught as well here. Wicked's going to dive onto him. He will tower dive. The ulti's popped her. I think he's going to get away with it just on 13 health. And Wicked takes a couple of hits. Sushi does manage to finish off Sleazy, meanwhile, down the bottom there. And they may even get damage on the tower. Why is Sushi porting back when there's a tower there to be had? Instead, he's going to port straight back. And he's going to go a lot of damage on this tower. I think it may even go down. Lamia is almost certainly going to finish it off. Lanewick is also picking on mid, but he's not going to be able to get near the tower. Ooh, he's left it to 52 health. He may get taken down by Farfane here. Almost certainly will. Lamia's going to dive. Instead, he's going to try and finish off the tower. He's going to...
Oh, man.
Suicide, really. No. And let's not forget, the dragon didn't go down, so Wicked has returned to that dragon, and SK now all over it. Remember, they are going to be 4v5. They're going to come straight back in for it. They're going to try and take it to half health. I don't think Fnatic are even going to try and steal it here. They're going to back straight out. So despite all that, not getting the tower, and the dragon does go to SK. Oh, they managed to get straight on towards PK there with the ulti. Managed to get out. I didn't see whether it was the ulti that finished there. He's put the bird down. Sniper going down. It did actually land on PK, but it didn't obviously do a fat lot of damage because I don't think Caitlyn's been able to build that BF sword like I mistakenly called earlier. Meanwhile, at the top, Sushi's pushed the lane. He's got that Hextech revolver with the Sorcerer's Boots, and is he building a Will of the Ancients now? It looks like he might be.
That's the obvious build, and Fnatic are famous for their dual AP setups where they run dual Will of the Ancients. These aura items have a very peculiar way of stacking. They don't normally stack, but they stack between 2 people who hold the item. So 2 people with Will of the Ancients are both going to have a 50% spell vamp, which is going to be extremely powerful on heroes like Rumble and Swain.
Yeah, Swain definitely, with his ulti pop to just go full health from nothing, really, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So, how are things stacking up? 7-5 Fnatic with that advantage, obviously coming out okay in that down bottom. The turret on the bottom literally needs one singular shot from Lamia.
You could cap it.
Yeah,
probably break it.
Which is what they're going to build up for. The question is, how are Jarvan and Nunu going to play out now? Because Jarvan is up to 8. He can quite easily farm anything quite happily. He can also interrupt quite well. He's got the great ulti. He's got a great... The Damashi standard Dragon Strike slide through. It's a good interrupt, but he's going to be cast as the tank, and he's going to be against Sleazy, who's the... Well, Alistair, since his buff, he's pretty much featured in every single game unless he's banned. So he's become a very strong tank again. He's, I guess you'd say, the flavour of the month. I don't know. It's the tanks tend to go around. It was Galio, by the way. Anyone that was listening to the ST, it was Galio that I couldn't remember the name of for the life of me. He was played like consistently until he got nerfed through the floor by literally everyone.
Yes, it's a bit of a shame. Galio is in a pretty bad spot at the moment. Did Ocelot disconnect there? He's just standing there? Oh no, there you go, he woke up. Just standing there taking the punishment from a ranged minion. Sk may be setting up for a gank. No, Nunu is leaving again. There is a ward. Yes, he sees the ward, so he knows that they know he's there. 3 men from Fnatic rotating down bot as well. With Rumble bot in the bushes now. I don't think that Sk have seen Rumble in the bushes quite yet. But they do know, obviously, he's missing from top, so they are being careful. Oh, Lamia face checking the bush, gets a headbutt and a pulverize, but that's not too much damage. Now, if Shushay changes bushes right now, he will be seen by his Sk. He needs to wait for them to push these minions further so he can do the famous ninja gank. See if that's going to happen. Farfane coming back bottom. Tariq taking position in the bushes here, but obviously spotted by the ward that he's taking down right now. And then pulverized down on Tariq. There is Nunu as well with the Ice Blast. Rumble is getting in position to help Tariq. A stun on Nunu and a double slow lance on Nunu as well, but they don't chase Nunu down. It's probably the right call at this point.
Yeah, they just backed away. And now the difference is that Cyanide's obviously got himself built attack damage-wise and attack speed. He can easily just hold that lane. Meanwhile, Wicked does ulti straight onto him. I don't think he's going to worry too much about it. He's going to be able to just Dragon Strike and slide straight out of there and pop his shield to get the slowdown. So, yeah, I mean, it was all stacking up down the bottom. Meanwhile, that turret is now down because Lamia literally needed one single shot on it, which is what he's done. The ulti going down from Rumble there, trying to slow down a Farfane. The stun is going to land on Farfane. Farfane, surely the target will, but it's for Lamia. Pop the ulti. No, not going to quite finish him off. 210 health, and he is going to get out of there. Meanwhile, Warwick is pushing on towards the top turret, so Cyano's not been able to leave that. He has got the Lizard buff on, but he wants to just use his 6-second hit on Wicked, but obviously Wicked could just lifesteal it all straight back at the moment. Rumble, meanwhile, is passing through the jungle up towards Brand. I'll keep my eye on that. You can see it, the ping factor, they've just pinged it literally, so there must be a ward somewhere around there. They've clairvoyanced it, actually. So SK saw that. Still 7-5, first turret down, first dragon down. So SK picking up the first dragon, Fnatic picking up the first tower, and you can see Rumble now coming up river, and Wicked's actually that confident he's just going to head him off. He's just like, yeah, come on, I'll take a 1v1 with you, no problem. Wicked actually built himself up a wit's end. He saw they said that chalice as well, and the just the level 1 boots. There looks like SK are going to stack up in the mid here, so maybe going to have a little poke towards mid turret. Whether they're going to, Sleazy's just been caught out. Just got a glimpse of Melisande putting that ward down. He is going to go on towards Bexp. Does manage to put the ulti, but like we mentioned, he's going to pop that ulti. He got all the damage. It is Wicked they're going for. Lamia does manage to get the ulti across him. Does pick up the PK does pick up the kill eventually. Rumble meanwhile has got free reign now, that top turret, because there's no one there to cover it off. He may well be able to get it down before anyone reacts to it. Meanwhile, they're having to defend in mid, so it's working well for Fnatic, just like he did in the first game. They're managing to get that advantage. Sleazy just headbutting Lamia out there, just kind of trying to keep the main AD damage dealer away from that turret. So Nunu does come up to head off, but Nunu only on half health here. Sushi's got himself quite well booked. He's got that Will of the Ancients, actually. He's gone for it first. He's going to dive in, flashes straight towards Farfane. Farfane getting eaten alive by Sushi there, and he's going to be able to take the turret down as well. So well played Fnatic at the moment. They are in a good, strong position here, Daniel.
Yes, absolutely, and Rumble just using his ulti to clean out a minion wave here. You don't see that from Rumble quite that often. Rumble's ulti obviously being more important in team fights than Misfortune's ulti, because it has that slow as well. I was going to say about Warwick, he is still building pretty much only magic resist, which may strike some of you as strange because there is a very strong Misfortune on the enemy team. But in teamfight situations, most of the damage that Misfortune is going to put out is going to be magic damage as well. With her W, her E, and her R all doing magic damage. So it's a very good build, and Fnatic got the dragon exactly as it spawns. There's no way that SK are going to get here in time. So it's looking good for Fnatic. It looks like they may be in this game, but obviously it looked just like that last game. And I would not want to be in Cyanide's shoes if Fnatic are going for a Baron again this time around. That will be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, like we mentioned, the first game, they were in very good control at the lane phase. They took the turrets down early, which is exactly what they've done here. I mean, the top turret's on, 76 health. The mid turret's only on 900 health. They're just coming around. They're going to steal the red there. Just Nunu having a quick look. I guess they know he's there. They've just got a glimpse of him, and they are going to finish off stealing it. PK needs to be a little bit wary he doesn't get caught by Limelight and Sleazy. And Sushi's had to go top. Warwick, you can see, he's porting away, actually using his ulti again to farm the lane there, just to clear that lane out, making sure that turret doesn't get hit. So they're really protecting these turrets quite heavily. They know that. Surely, does he know that Warwick's there? Yes, he is. He's going to come around.
If you look at bot lane, Farfane gets caught in the jungle there. And his ulti, that was a waste of an ulti. That was never going to channel for long enough to do any amount of damage. And he's going to respawn. He's not going to have his ulti. So that is it's an understandable reflex. You die, so you may as well press R, but it's often better to just hold the R. As you can see, Tariq heals that damage, no problem. And they may be trying to go for that tower right now, as Warwick is top against Shushay right now. The two of them are duking it out. Oh, Warwick may be winning that. Yeah, there's the ulti from Warwick. And Shushay in a lot of trouble. He's probably down.
He's trying to get away. One last swipe. Surely going to finish him off. Yes, he is. There he goes. Launched into the air. Launched in the air. So that is a rumble down. And the mid turret does go down as while that was happening. So, yeah, I mean, and Sk actually said, come on, Farfane, actually, focus now. You just got picked off down the bottom, like you mentioned, just as he was being caught. He got literally caught out. It was a pretty obvious catch as well, because they pushed forward. They knew they were in the jungle because they'd just taken the red buff in there.
Yes, they were exactly.
Yeah. So they knew they were there. Meanwhile, Wicked is going to continue to try and take this top turret. He's trying to farm as much as possible, try and catch up. It's 103 to Rumble's 109, so it's actually pretty even between those. One's got 4 kills, one got 3 kills. So, gold-wise, the two top lanes are fairly even. PK's going to come straight up. Wicked is there. Surely he's just going to get straight out, unless he manages to catch him with a root. No, he won't. Bearing in mind that top turret is only on 76 health. So this fight, if it could go badly wrong for SK here, he does manage to catch Wicked there. He's going to put a little bit of damage on him. Not going to do too much. Sleazy and Limelight also coming round. So SK are stacking up. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's trying to farm as much as possible down the bottom. They're just trying to catch up. Needs to really get herself into it. Has got the Bloodthirster up there. The turret does go down. They're not going to catch anyone with that. Wicked is actually going to ulti in on towards PK. Cyno goes diving in. Rest of Fnatic now coming around the side. Lamy is in perfect position to pop the ulti surely, but then Wicked does just about get straight onto it. Wicked is going to go down. The ulti does get popped. Farfane goes down as well. Oh my word. Cyanide just escapes as well with 100 health. And PK is surely going to finish off Limelight here. Lamia comes in and around. And that was 3 for 1, actually 3 for 0. Sleazy's also going to get caught. The Rambles go down and pops his ulti. Tries to do as much as he can, but I think he's going to get away, yeah. But that means surely this inner turret also going to go down. Meanwhile, Rumble had gone down bottom to cut off Ocelot's push on that tower. Ocelot needs to be a little bit careful here, going on towards the aggression, and it is PK that's low, but I wouldn't fancy going anywhere further than that turret, which is what he's not going to do.
He has the range to push them away from safety. That was a brilliant Misfortune ulti. You saw she was holding ulti. I was like, ulti already.
Yeah.
They all clumped up, but Lamia is obviously the better player, and he knew exactly that he had to wait for Warwick to die before he could even consider ulting. Even though Warwick blew his ultimate already, he knew that Warwick could jump on him and just do horrible damage. So he waited for Warwick to die. And the moment Warwick died, he channeled a perfect ultimate.
Yeah, and got the full ulti off as well, which is put Sk really up against it now. 13-6 down. They're going to try and get wards on towards Baron, because Ironically, actually, the first game, it was quite an early Baron. We were talking about it yesterday because I was watching the CLG versus EG game, and I think they went for Baron around 25 minutes, and we were just saying, you know, all day long, it's been at least half an hour before people go for Baron on the European games, whereas we saw this morning, obviously, Fnatic went for about 25 minutes, which is why SK have immediately gone straight up there and started warding it up. They've, I guess Dragon is probably on 24:40, so that's another minute away. So PK needs to be a little bit wary. He's on his own in jungle. He's just stealing that. They know that he's around there. Wicked may well get his ulti down on him. Yes, he will do. Yeah, I'm going to go for PK. PK surely going to get caught out here. Yes, he will do. So, yeah, I mean, that was a little bit rash there from PK, getting caught out in the jungle, really just for taking 2 wraiths.
Yeah, that was not a good idea to be there at that time, especially with all of SK missing. Tariq found a couple of wards in the river, did not find any wards directly at Dragon. But Dragon is no longer warded from SK, so after this push they need to go and re-ward it or just be very, very cautious about Fnatic. Fnatic may want to take Dragon again very quickly. There's already a Wriggles Lantern on Jarvan, obviously, and with the damage from Lamia they can take Baron in such a short time. Wow, we see a Bloodthirster and already a second BF sword plus a Zeal on Misfortune. She is doing really well for herself this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And she obviously had the advantage of taking that tower down early while the Dragon was being fought over and getting a lot of damage on there. So she's been a pretty clear farm. 175 CS, 137 for Swain, 148 for Rumble. As we can see the, I'm keeping my camera on the Dragon. You can see them stacking up there. Need to be a little bit wary. There's double ward just been put down in that bush. In fact, both vision wards as well. I think they. Oh no, they're just, no, just normal wards. Oh, they're going to come around for blue. Blue does get taken down. Actually, Rumble ulti used already there. A little bit too early. Shooting his own. Maybe Sleazy's going to get pulverized down. Actually missing the pulverize. I think I saw him using it there. Sleazy's going to go down very quickly. He's still just hanging on there. PK meanwhile is life stealing away, giving everything to everyone there. And the SK have come out very badly in that fight. Melisand's going to flash through. Going to surely get a stun. Who's going to be the target? It will be Limelight. Limelight's the main damage dealer. Going to take him straight out of the fight. So that was 3, I think. Is Ocelot does go down here. They're going to get pinned by Sushi. Does get taken down. That was 3 for 0. So really strong team fight from Fnatic there, despite actually ironically putting down Rumble's ulti too early and not really catching anywhere. So PK just life stealing away on that Dragon. So second Dragon now to Fnatic, I believe that is 2-1 in Dragons.
That's what it should be. Actually, that ulti wasn't bad at all. I have to defend Shusha here for just a moment. It did quite some damage, and more importantly, because of the way that they had to get out of the ulti, SK was flipped in a very, very bad way. But that gave Fnatic a perfect initiation into that fight, and that is why that fight went down so badly for SK so quickly.
Right, okay. So Fnatic now, I think has he got any wards on him? Yes, he is. He's going to get defensive wards out for Baron. Pings are going on there from SK, so they know that they're almost likely to go for Baron here. But the question is, how are they going to deal with that? I think Sleazy, I swear to God, I saw him do Pulverize and miss everyone, despite the fact he was almost in the middle of them. He put his Pulverize down and nobody got caught by it. So it was a little unlucky by Sleazy there. But yeah, I mean, PK, I think, was the target, and then he just popped his ulti and life-stealed away. He's got quite a lot of ability power now with 180. As you mentioned, Willie the Ancients is on Sushi, who was obviously stood right next to him, which is obviously giving that lifesteal health as well. So he's the bonus from the aura. Farfane needs to be a little bit wary there. He's got 4 next to him. You know, PK could easily catch him with the brambles there, and he would go down, because the turret, I don't think would be able to stop him. In fact, he put the brambles down eventually, but it was a little bit slow with it. Meanwhile, Caitlyn is down bottom, continuing to push, so then while the entire Fnatic team are stacking up in and around, clearing out the jungle, and actually going to port back Cyanide first. So they're not going to go for... Oh, he just got interrupted on his Dragon. I was going to say he's not going to go for Baron just yet. Instead, they're going to push this mid-turret.
Yeah, and Shusha with a needlessly large rod as well, now at 264 AP, highest AP in the game at the moment. And they are taking red right now, but SK are setting up to be 5 in their jungle, while Misfortune just portaled home and Jarvan is also still home. But SK are not pushing it. They could have pushed it there. They're going back into mid lane. I think SK are being very, very defensive right now. Obviously, it's not quite down to the line for them yet. They can still go to a third game, but they probably don't want to go to a third game. Nerfs are laid bare here, Demon. I can tell you. I was listening to the players in the pre-game chat a little bit, and there was some smack talk happening there. There's definitely these two teams are well, they're not relaxed about this game. Let me put it that way. And a lot is online, like you said before. No wards currently at Nashor, if I see correctly. Just one ward from SK in the river there. Misfortune farming up top. SK resetting, still moving around as a group. That's probably wise of them. Fnatic maybe going for the Baron. And Melisande fails to check the one position where the SK ward is. So SK are aware of Fnatic being in the Dragon area, and yes, they're grouping up. They're all 5 there and getting ready to move into Dragon.
Yeah, and let's not forget both these teams. They're not used to being in the loser bracket. They're not used to being in this pressure situation of you lose this game, you might be out, which is exactly what Fnatic are facing at the moment. Which is why they're probably going to be a little overly cautious. We saw this with Game yesterday. They're going to be, despite the fact they've had a clear lane advantage, they've had some clear team fight advantages. They're going to be very cautious in the fights because that trip to Dreamhack and with the flights, the hotel, it's something that doesn't come along that often. I have to be honest. I've been covering esports for 10 years outside of World Cyber Games. Not many, certainly game companies, would not pay for everyone to be traveling there, let alone tournaments themselves. So that top bottom, well, it is top turret. Top inner turret is the one. Top turret does get taken down. Fnatic are going to push this lane. I think they're just going to force it so that they can get a nice clean run on Baron, at least get a good start in it, which is why they're probably backing away now. I guess they're going to go straight for it. They're going to see if they can trap anyone on the way. Wicked is dashing straight. Oh. If it had gone any quicker, I think he'd have gone straight into the backside of Fnatic there, and I'm sure Tariq would have turned around and immediately stunned him. So they're actually just going to continue clearing all lanes. They're going to push as much as what they just put the pressure onto SK, so they have to deal with it or lose possibly a lot of damage on a turret while they go for it. You can see the Cyanide just working in there. They're possibly going to come around the backside of Wicked here. He's going to put his Demacia standing down. The ulti also goes down from Rumble there. Sushi getting the ulti, but they didn't quite catch how they wanted it to. They wanted to catch one out there.
Look at that damage. Look at the damage on Wicked, on Sleazy.
Yeah, they wanted to take it down to a 4v5. So, meanwhile, they did a good 1,000 damage straight away onto the tower instead. So it's not all too bad. But really, they were after the kill there. They wanted to get either Wicked or Sleazy down, like you say. Take it down to a 4v5. They're going to continue poking, and they think, you know what, they might get this turret here. I think Cyano's just popped his Dimension Standard down, did he? So he's going to give the attack damage down. He will go sliding through. There he was. He jumped onto 3 of them. So Farfane has managed to pop his ulti onto the 3 of them. It's not going to do enough damage. Melisande is very low. It's going to pop straight out of there. Farfane surely going to get taken down. Cyanide also taken down. Meanwhile, PK just popping his ulti, absolutely obliterating the force there and getting the double kill. I think he may even got a triple kill as well in there. Lamiat getting the third, and finally, well, four for nothing. So Brand down.
Look at the health bars. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I just have to point it out. Look at the health bars. The two main damage dealers almost completely unhurt, while the 3 champions that are meant to soak up the damage did exactly that. That team fight could not have gone better for Fnatic at this point.
I think I just caught PK actually using his flash. I think he was trying to type and flashed. I'm almost certain he was literally porting it and then just flashed and then ported again. So it might be maybe accidental summoner spell used up by PK there.
I'm sure there's a strategy behind that as well.
Strategy in making a mistake, but everybody that's played LoL has done that before. Has accidentally pressed D or F and gone, that wasn't meant to happen. Yeah, so at that moment, Fnatic in a very strong position. I actually thought they may have gone back straight to Baron there after that fight, but especially when you Melisande, you've got to be very cautious there.
Ooh, and SK are very near Baron right now. Fnatic are not in a position to answer them if SK go decisively for Baron at this point. Dragon is really not that important anymore this late in the game, but I guess SK didn't want to rush Baron.
So Sleazy clears out the ward that Melisande risked his life to get. Meanwhile, Melisande clears out the ward that SK just put down. And PK needs to be wary he doesn't get caught out again like he did earlier on that exact spot where he's at with the Wraith. So Fnatic again going to push the lane. And I guess they're just going to see if they can maybe win another team fight. At least pick off one and then go for Baron. At the moment, they don't really need Baron. They've won both I think the two or three team fights we've had so far. They've come out on top, glowingly, as it were, as PK comes around. So PK got a brilliant spot on. He's got 426 AP. You can see he's had that Rabadons for a while. He's got Rod of Ages on there as well, Sorcerer's Shoes, and Negatron the Cloak. as well as a Ruby Crystal. So probably building the Banshee's Veil up there eventually. And it looks like Fnatic are going to start it. The ping's gone straight out. Clairvoyance went down, so they immediately cancelled that. Let's have a quick look around. Sushi at 443. Oh, Sleazy's going to get caught completely out here. He was miles ahead of the pack. Demacia standard was wasted. They didn't quite catch onto Sleazy. Sleazy is very low health. Sushi's going to come around the side. Surely going to catch on all of them. Yes, he will do. I don't think he's used his ulti. He may have gone in there, jumping from Jarvan. Sushi just flashes out of the ulti. Warwick is going to continue on Sushi. He may well get him down unless he gets help. No, he's not going to, because Lamia's on him as well. Melisande comes around the side. That is Warwick down as well. So I think they got 3 in there. Yes, they did. The Sleazy, Wicked, and Farfane all going down on Warwick. Alistair. PK's actually tanking the turret, and he's just going to back away and let somebody else take it now. Yeah, and that is going to be the base turret down. I wouldn't be surprised if they get the inhibitor, then immediately go straight to Baron. Whether they need to, unless they're just going to continue pushing it. Ocelot's trying to do as much damage as he can. That's going to be just about trying to catch onto Ocelot there. That could have been PK getting another kill. So they're actually not going to go for Baron. They're going to go towards the bottom lane, in fact. So Sushi is going to clear that out. So I know it's going to go by. Sushi's going to push this bottom lane, just get a little bit of farm, and I guess they're all going to go back and buy and return again. So it's working very well for the team fights. I mean, that's 3-4 team fights back to back where they've come out without losing anyone.
23-7 currently in favor of Fnatic. They have more than 3 times the kills that SK have. And once again, Lamia channels the Misfortune ultimate all the way through. SK just can't let that keep happening. Also, very curious decision on Caitlyn's part to put her ultimate on a full health ex-Pika, who was in his ultimate and healing back anyway. So that was a completely wasted ultimate on their side. But yeah, like you said, the main problem here was Alistair just being too far ahead of the pack and getting caught and almost killed before the fight could even start properly. And then, of course, brilliant move from Shushay going in from the side. A little scary there. They had it down very, very quickly, but they couldn't commit with the bulk of Fnatic coming down the mid lane. And it looks like Fnatic, yes, are going for Nasher right now. Obviously, SK are all back, but they will not get there in time, I don't think.
I don't think they're even going to move for it. I don't think they're even going to bother it. Yeah, they've put the Clairvoyance down. They didn't even attempt, because they know. I mean, it demoralised them. When you've lost last 3 or 4 team fights, you just think, you know, guys, we can't actually fight for it. We have to be on a turret now. We can't. We have lost the right to be able to fight in open battle. Wow, triple Doran's ring and Rod of Ages and Amplifying Tome on brand. So you know, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation really there, because he's not been able to get the kills, not been able to get much, and it's frustrating for these players. Obviously, these are all top 2K plus players. It gets frustrating for them because they're not really used to being in these situations when you get, you know, so one-sided, which it clearly has been now. So Fnatic not made the mistake this time. They've not allowed Baron to be stolen off them. PK just popping his quick ulti there, putting a lot of damage onto Ocelot. Ocelot's going to have to be forced away. So we're 4v5 on this turret already. Sleazy now getting caught with the bramble. Sushi goes in with the ulti. This is going to be diving straight in there. Sleazy's going to be to target as well. Wicked has ulted onto Sushi. Sushi's getting taken down very low health. Wicked managed to get them down. That's actually gone very badly for a moment there, but they do manage to finish it off. And Fnatic, well, for a moment I thought they were going to turn it around, but so much hate on Rumble, says Sushi. PK's going to catch onto Ocelot. Ocelot's going to get away with that, but that's going to be the inhibitor down, so that's 2 inhibs down. Baron buff obviously was in there, so it worked very well. So for a moment I thought he was going to backfire badly on Fnatic on that tower, but suddenly the PK popped his ulti and it just turned everything, nommed the lot.
I'm calling GG right now.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead.
Really? Putting your neck on the line there.
So it's 2-0 between you and me, Demon, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've been on the winning team twice.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, what side shall I spectate next time? That's the question. Nobody's going to want me spectating them. I'm going to be like Curse in the background. I am the Murray Walker of esports. But, yeah, I mean, well played to Fnatic. They had to win it. They were in such a strong position. So the question is, how are SK going to handle this? Because that, despite the fact SK won the first game, now 2 games running that Fnatic have won the lane phase, they've come out pretty strong. They've taken the towers down. I don't know how they're going to react to this. It's going to be a lot down to the picks and bans, I think, Daniel.
Absolutely, yes. And this time we saw that Fnatic ran a much more classic setup. That just seemed to work so much better for them. The double AD last time around was countered very easily. I actually spoke to Wicked after the game, and he said he doesn't really like going Trinity Force first on his Aurelia, but it is the counter to double AD, and it's exactly how it worked out this time, last time around. And this time, there wasn't really much that they could do. Wicked with his Warwick did a lot of damage, and we can see he's the top performer in their team, and he did shut down Rumble a couple of times, but it just wasn't enough. I think it's definitely going to come down to the picks next game, and that's going to be very, very interesting. This is the game that it all comes down to. As I said in the beginning, loser stays home.
Yeah, and it's wow. I mean, best of 3. We're on the 3rd game, and it's a case of, yeah, who will go to Dreamhack?